today we will be solving equations by eliminating fractions in the problem. And we worked on this a little bit on the last lesson. The difference between today and the other day is that the denominators are different. And so what we need to find is the least common multiple to eliminate the fractions. And so what I'm going to do is multiply by 4, and that's the smallest number that will eliminate both. If I multiply by 2, it would eliminate the 2, but not the 4. So 4 is the best number to try. See, what happens is the 2 will cancel out, and the 4 becomes a 2. And so now we've got 2, because 2 times 1 here made this 2. We need to make sure we multiply the number that doesn't have a fraction by the 4 as well. Every number needs to get multiplied by this 4, so that makes 8x. And here the 4's cancel out, and I'm left with 3. So what happened is the numbers just got smaller, and that's good. Because in this case, we eliminated those fractions, which make the problem a little bit easier to deal with. And so we go ahead and subtract the 2 from both sides. I'm left with 1 equals 8x. And then I can go ahead and divide by 8, and I'll have my answer. And I have a fraction as an answer, and that's fine. 1/8 is the answer. So that's what x is. Let's try another one here. So again, we're trying to eliminate the 6 and the 3 just to make the problem a little bit easier. So we can multiply by 6, but you got to multiply every number by 6, including the 2. So we go ahead and do that, and we do some cross-canceling. Here these 6's cancel out, leaves us with 5. 3 goes into the 6 2 times. We multiply across. 2 times 1x makes 2x. And over here we have 12. So now we've got numbers, maybe a little bit bigger in some senses, but we don't have the fractions. So I'll subtract the 5 from both sides, leaving me with 2x equals 7. So I just have one more step, that is to divide by 2 on both sides. And now I've got my answer. Again, we've got a fraction as an answer. It's an improper fraction. We can leave it that way. 7/2 is our answer. Let's take a look at the next one here. And this one has each number having a fraction. And so what we have to do is look to see what could we multiply the 3, the 4, and the 12 by to cancel them out. So what it'll end up being is just 12. You see, 12 goes into 3, or 3 goes into 12, I should say, and 4 goes into 12, and 12 goes into 12. So let's see how many times. Well, 3 goes into 12 4 times, 4 goes into 12 3 times, and the 12 goes into 12 1 time. So you multiply across, we're left with 4y plus 3, all equals 5. So from this point, we can go ahead and subtract the 3 from all sides. So when we do that, we're now left with a 4y equals 2. So you got to be really careful on this one. A lot of people are going to say the answer is 2, but notice I'm dividing by 4, and I've got myself a fraction because the number on the bottom, the denominator, is bigger. So what I'm going to do is just reduce the fraction, take out the common factor of 2, and then I have 1/2 as my answer. And the same sort of thing on this next one. You've got a 6, a 3, and a 2. To cancel them all out, let's multiply by 6. So you see 6 goes into 6 1 time, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 2 goes into 6 3 times. So go ahead and multiply across. I've got 5x minus 2, 2 times 1 makes 2, equals 15. So now we're ready to solve by doing some opposite operations to undo the equation, to isolate the variable. So we're now left with 5x equals 13. So from this point, all I have to do is divide by 5, and we'll have our answer. So x is 13/5. You can just leave your answer like that. Well, the next one, we have a 5 and a 3, so we have to multiply by a bigger number. I'm going to multiply by 15. That'll cancel out the 5, and it'll cancel out the 3. So I'm multiplying 15 on both sides. Let's see what's left over. 5 goes into 15. We have 3 times, and multiply across. Here we have 9x. Minus, and then we do the same thing over here. 2 times 15 makes 30. Over here, 3 goes into 15 5 times. We're going to multiply the 5 and the 2 to make 10. So from this point, we're going to add that 30 to both sides, leaving us with 9x equaling 40. And so from this point, we just have that one step of dividing by 9 on both sides, and we'll have our answer. So in this case, we have x equals 40/9. So I'll let you leave it as a improper fraction. I'm fine with that. Just make sure it's reduced, which this one is. Last one here. Now this one, a little bit different. You see, we've been in the habit of canceling out these fractions. The only time I like to cancel out fractions is when I need to add or subtract the fractions, or add a fraction or subtract one from a whole number. So in this case, I don't have to do that. You see, the 2, I can just add 2 to both sides. Again, the only reason to eliminate fractions is to make the problem go quicker, make it faster for you. So if it's not faster, you don't have to do it. And so in this case, I'm just going to add the 2 to both sides. I now have 3/4 x equals 9, and when I have a coefficient that is a fraction, that's okay. You multiply by that reciprocal. Remember, we're using that multiplicative inverse, which allows us to multiply reciprocals to make 1. And that's what we want to do here, because we want to cancel out those 3's and the 4's to make just x by itself. Here, 3 goes into 9. We have 3 times. You multiply across here, 3 and 4 to make 12. And there's our answer. So those are the problems you're going to see on tonight's homework. Good luck.